Oh. I don't see how we can make bigger enemies.
To be offended or frightened of everything.
So you've become like the sort of Tony Scarface of podcasting.
Good morning, everyone. Happy Wednesday. Welcome to the morning show. There you go. That voice. Oh, you have a camera now.
Yes.
Poseidon right there, ladies and gentlemen, producing the podcast. Phil is absent today. He got sick. His kids gave him another, I don't know what he has.
Oh, he legit got sick.
Yeah, he's, yeah.
The man is always sick.
There's always something with Phil. I don't, it's something strange.
We should make a new show and call it There's Always Something with Phil.
What's up with Phil?
And every episode, what's up with Phil? And every episode there's something different. There's no continuity. It just every episode is he stubbed his toe this day.
We hope it gets better soon. If you want to check out his stuff, it's balabanos.com.
PhilBalabanos.com.
I think it's balabanos.com. We always have the exact same argument every time. Balabanos.com. Pantelis should be in shortly, and you can check out his stuff. Patreon.com/Pantelis.
See.
What else do people find on that, man?
On
Patreon,
gay
what else?
pornos.
Gay porn. Okay.
No. You get exclusive shit. Now the intellectuals, you get it a little bit earlier, before YouTube. You get my show exclusively for a week. You get Frenchcast and Pantelis podcast early as well. So you get a bunch of stuff early, and you get some exclusive stuff, and you get a chance to win certain things, if I'm not mistaken. I don't know. We haven't done that in a minute though, so we might get back on that. I don't know. Depends on Pantelis. I think that's it. You go to my program or Pantelis' Instagram. Click on our link in our bio.
All the links are there, ladies and gentlemen, so you can check out everything that these guys do. They do a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
And for my stuff, the Backstage podcast, Just As Dads, you can check out that online, YouTube, wherever you like to listen to your podcast or watch your podcasts. It's fucking cold today, man.
Actually, under the description of this video, you'll have links, most probably.
All the links are below.
Go check out and shit. And we may, there's already the English nights that Pantelis is doing, but we're going to be adding more. We're going to be adding more. This is going to be Wednesday and Thursday night.
Wasn't that 2 days a week? I had seen Tuesday and Thursday.
No, Tuesday is now English at the Bordel.
Yeah.
And Wednesday is going to be something else that we're going to do at the third floor. And then we're gonna have it's Comfort Zone. It's called. We still haven't made the posters yet and everything. We're gonna do that in a minute. And Cafe Cleopatra on the second floor on Thursday in December. We're gonna have a few shows over there. So stay tuned, motherfuckers.
A lot of shit happening, guys. A lot of shit happening. I mean, if you have nothing to do, there's definitely somewhere where you could go and check out these guys.
Damn right.
I wanted to say that it's getting very cold.
Well, I hope so. It's winter.
I can't. This period of the year, I think, brings me very close to depression.
Really?
Yeah.
Me, I know.
I don't think I'm depressed, and I shouldn't be using that that term lightly there or jokingly, because obviously it's a real thing. But something happens to me towards the end of October, early November.
I think all of us, like I know I get seasonal depression because my erection count is lower.
Fucking idiot. Yeah, the cold affects it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it's
the
true.
dark outside.
Yeah.
At 5 p.m., forget it. No more no more hard-ons for Poseidon. It's over as soon as the sun sets.
I am so inappropriate. I realized yesterday how inappropriate I am.
Just yesterday, you
Just
realized
yesterday
it.
I realized it.
Shit,
I'm like, I'm inappropriate as fuck.
yeah. What was the context? Give us the. How did you realize that?
Ah, man. Okay, so here's what happened. I was on my way to the bordel. I did an open mic yesterday. Okay.
At the bordel.
At the bordel. And I was on
That's
my way to the
nice.
open mic. And you know, you're in your car alone, right? When you're in your car alone, let's be honest, we all toot. We all fart.
Okay.
Okay? I let out a fart and I thought I shot myself.
Oh man, this isn't morning content.
Okay, so
I apologize. I thought this was gonna be a whole other story.
so then in the green room, I was talking about it out loud and I realized in that moment, I'm like, I'm very inappropriate.
Yeah, you don't understand where the filter needs to be applied, right?
Yeah. I never realized.
Yeah, because not everyone is close friends, right? I mean, there's people
Yeah,
that you may
exactly.
not know that don't know you.
Yeah, I'm always in podcast mode.
So meeting someone for the first time and saying, "Fuck, I may have sharded."
No, I wasn't meeting the person for the first time. I knew him. There was another person in his office working, and he was like, "Oh, you guys talk about shit already?"
Bro, 7 minutes she was talking to me.
No.
7 minutes.
I don't understand. This is always an issue with this parking attendant. You can't just
doesn't-
tell her,
dude,
I
she
gotta
doesn't
go.
get it. She
What,
doesn't-
like she doesn't?
No,
Is there a
the story
gate? How
won't
is
start.
it? Is there a
The
gate? Or?
problem's not the gate. The problem is she. I needed my change. It was $43, so I couldn't.
Oh.
So I couldn't leave.
Yeah, she holds you when you have change.
It's you're hostage.
You're a hostage. Yeah,
And
she
you
takes
can't
your
tell her,
time.
look, I gotta go.
I do. Doesn't matter. The story continues. There's no.
Yeah. This is why I try as best to always have the exact change now. So when I give her the exact change, she gives me the ticket. I zoom off.
Yeah, sometimes I can't get the ticket. Anyways, it's a whole thing. George, you're here to talk to us about the midterms.
I didn't follow the midterms very much. I was working on the episode that went up last night.
By the way, I'm gonna tell you now on air. Stop putting premieres at 2:00 in the morning. No one's gonna see them. Put the premiere
Yeah, I
like
know.
at 8, 7.
What?
Yeah, bro. I'm editing last night. Bro, it's 2:00 in the morning. I go to
the
YouTube
episode
and
went
I
up.
see premiere episodes. 0 people watching. Yeah, it's 3:00 in the morning, bro.
The idea is to have the episodes up on Tuesday, so technically I have to put them up Monday night, basically.
You're hilarious,
but I couldn't do it. And last night, I don't know what the hell is happening. It's either OBS, but I recorded the entire thing, dude. It was an hour. I put in Premiere Pro to edit it. The audio was garbage. It was like a fucking robot. I'm like, what the hell happened here? So I had to start over, which explains why the episode went up that late. It was supposed to
had
go up
two-
around 10.
You had 2 different audio recordings, one from the broadcaster and one from OBS, and they both were screwed.
I don't record directly. Maybe I should.
Yeah, I always we do. I do double. Yeah.
So you
That's why
record.
the audio is always good when they hear, like, let's say the intellectuals, for example.
Yeah.
Right now, it's available on Patreon for all the regular normies. It'll be available tomorrow. But that one, the video is from here, what we did. But the audio is the audio that I mix in from the roadcast. That's why the audio is always better. I always, audio is very important.
Well, for sure. So yeah, no, I have a little the little mini card there in case I had to do if I had to go on location or whatever. But so you're saying that if I put the card, it's gonna be a different audio, like because I think that whatever it records, it would probably be the same. No.
No. So it's gonna be better. That's what this is for.
Okay.
Anyways,
Off topic.
I want to know about the midterms.
So yeah, I didn't follow the midterms, but from what I read quickly this morning, everyone was expecting this huge red wave that didn't come.
Hold on a second.
Yeah, go ahead.
So literally, I'm gonna put up my fucking Twitter because I don't like this nonsense. So all I've been seeing is the blue wave is coming. The blue wave is coming. The blue wave is coming. As soon as the blue wave doesn't come, so I heard this red wave was coming and it never came. 'Cause, bro, you people are mental.
No,
mental, bro.
I've been, I don't know about the blue wave, but I've been hearing about the Republicans taking over, and it didn't really go as they planned, I think, right? I mean, they gained some seats in the House. I think they might.
gained?
I think they may get the majority in the House.
Okay.
Not so sure about the Senate.
I thought they lost.
What?
I thought they lost seats.
No. I don't know. Of course, keep in mind that the counting isn't over yet, right? So I don't know if anyone has been following in the chat or whatever that has any information to give us. But this morning when I read it, it seems as though they may pick up the House. Not so sure about the Senate.
It made me feel good about myself. The results that I saw, like I
Florida,
saw New
though,
York.
right?
Florida's DeSantis won again, no?
He completely demolished everyone.
So it made me like I saw Twitter this morning a bit, and it made me feel good about myself. I was like, you know what? Mike was right. You get the life you deserve. Because like everywhere where it's a cesspool, let's say New York, right? Same shit they did, right? So they're complaining. They're complaining about black people getting beat up. They're complaining about the crime. They're complaining about all that.
But nobody cares enough to change it.
They vote. They go in masses to vote for the same thing that keeps them down, and then they complain that they're down, right?
But you see that everywhere. It's not only in the
Texas and
States.
Florida were the only ones that were fine, like they were living okay. So they decided, okay, let's keep the same thing.
Yeah.
And then I see tweets from like I saw remember the black lady on Community. She was the older woman that was on that show.
Oh,
she,
yeah.
she goes, Texas is trash, I guess, because they didn't vote for Beto. But why would you? They see what's happening in
Who won
California
it?
and LA.
Beto or
No, Greg Abbott won again. But that's what I'm saying is like, yeah, they're all douchebags. But why does it surprise you? What should surprise you is the other states that voted, even though they're angry at how things are going, they voted to maintain the status quo. And then tomorrow they're going to bitch about how it is.
Yeah, but that's no
even though they
surprise.
voted
That's
in.
no surprise.
Pennsylvania voted for a guy that can't speak.
Well, Pennsylvania, I
Yeah, man.
I wasn't really following it, but I kept that kind of in the
But their other
on the
choice
radar
was Dr.
because of
Oz.
Dr. Oz, and I
So they
know.
didn't have much choice.
Well, look, I follow a lot of a lot of Armenian and Greek lobby groups in the U.S. and they work their asses off not to get this guy elected because apparently he's a Turkish pawn.
Who?
Dr. Oz.
Yeah, of course he is. Yeah,
Yeah,
I told you
so-
I don't like. That's why I said for Pennsylvania it was fucked up because they had a handicapped man who can't speak, or Dr. Oz.
Where did they find? Yeah, what's this guy's?
Fetterman?
Yeah.
He's a sweater enthusiast.
He really doesn't look like a politician.
Well, I'm going to
Let's-
quote him. He also does like to. So he's. I mean, that's something to run on. That's a platform. It's a platform that won. It's a winning platform. So.
That's what he says. There's no way. There must be video.
Yeah, there's videos of. Have you ever seen him debate, bro?
Who is this? What's his name?
Fetterman.
Fetterman. I'm
T's.
searching this on Twitter right now.
2 T's.
He had a stroke, Olga says.
Fetterman.
Because of me, you're gonna blame the stroke on me, Olga.
What's his
Fuck
first name?
out of here. Huh?
What's his
I
first
think
name?
it's John.
Julian.
Yeah, keep going, guys. I'm gonna try and find a video.
Yeah.
Yeah, but back to what you were saying, it doesn't surprise me in the least that people, elect the same representatives and then bitch about about the
So that's
situation.
why I'm like,
That's classic. It happens everywhere.
it's what you do.
But we've said this before, right? Nobody ever reads platforms. Nobody ever follows campaigns. This is why, and this is very dangerous because
Oh, it's done. There's no more. Just deal with it, dude. The American empire is falling.
isn't that crazy?
We're next.
I was talking with my dad the other day, yesterday actually in the morning, and he's like, "Are you gonna watch?" I go, "Fuck, I don't know. I'm busy all day. I don't know if I'm gonna have any time."
We're next.
And I was telling him, I'm like, "Man, it's crazy what's happening in the U.S. Who would have thought that this kind of situation would be happening in the U.S. where honestly the arguments towards this risk of democracy being lost in the U.S. is real, more real than ever."
Yeah, that's what they keep saying. So this is another crazy statement that a lot of people are not like checking, but they should. They should be like, "Oh, chickadee, check yourself." They go, "Vote for us, or democracy is over." Two things. Number one, democracy is you vote for who you want. You telling me I have one choice means democracy is over, means you're forcing me to vote for you. And the fact that I'm allowed to vote means that democracy is still here. They don't know what democracy, I think, is like interchangeable for them. They don't know what it really means. So they have that. And then the other things that I saw yesterday, bro, was the funniest thing. There's a guy, I
Sorry,
talked
this
about
guy, he looks like a fucking serial killer. This guy.
he's not a serial killer, but he's just a goof, but it's okay.
Right.
But so I talked about it on stage last night. So there was a tweet, because, celebrities, everybody has tweets.
Yeah, everyone has an opinion now.
I don't know if you saw yesterday. The guy goes, vote for the party that's going to give fourth graders lunches instead of forcing them to commit to a birth, right? To give birth. Yeah. So then I commented. I go, you need a party that draws the line before you bang the fourth grader. The line shouldn't be once the fourth grader's banged. What are we gonna do? Stop banging the kids. That should be the line. These guys are like, look, we're gonna bang these
my
kids.
God.
Obviously, what is a kid? It's 2022. They identify as adults. However, they shouldn't have to give it. Stop banging kids, bro. Stop banging kids. The problem starts with you banging these kids.
Is that exactly how they put it?
Yeah, that's what I said. The problem is you banging the kid is the initial issue. That's the problem.
No, there's an issue. And to go back to what I was saying, I mean, people obviously don't follow, they don't read, they're not informed. And that's why populism is winning. And whether it's, right wing or left wing, it really doesn't matter. It's just the wrong thing to do. We saw that in the elections here in Canada and even in Quebec. It's what's going to please the elector, whether or not we can do it.
Yeah.
Or whether we have the ability to do it.
Well, the elector.
What do you
seems
want
to
to
be-
hear? Let's
Yeah.
go. What are you
The
interested in?
elector's an idiot.
Let's
so
go.
say anything at this point. The elector's dumb as fuck.
But isn't
bro.
that crazy though?
Yeah, but I'm not the same guy I used to be. You have to grow and evolve, and let people live with their choices. It is what it is. Just smile at them.
Well, this is what I don't think you were here in that episode, but we were talking with Phil, and I thought, you know what, maybe what it takes, and I think we're having this debate because of Quebec Solidaire and the rise of populism, and I thought, maybe sometimes what it takes is for people to elect them, put them in power, and let them demonstrate their inability to do it. Like in Greece, everyone gave Syriza a chance with Tsipras.
Yeah.
And he fucked up so royally
That they went the other way.
want nothing to do with this guy anymore.
Well, I could.
So
told him that.
maybe that's
But when
what
I was saying in the beginning, I go, look, I understand that we need fresh
It's
blood.
funny Phil isn't here because
but
Phil was
communism work.
applauding them. Remember?
Yeah. Well, a lot of people were like, yeah, let's try these semi-commies. It's not going to work out. But you know what? Let's give the benefit. Here, I'm trying to be more understanding. So, for example, we have a prime minister here in this country. His name is Justin Trudeau.
Justine.
He was... I know that he was very busy during that whole convoy thing. He couldn't meet with the convoy people. He couldn't meet to negotiate. So because he's a very busy guy. He was sick and he was busy.
He also got COVID twice.
He got COVID twice during that period. So I understand why he couldn't meet them, right? However, he did find the time to go to Laval, which is nothing to brag about, but he did to where they were celebrating the opening of Moderna's new factory here in Laval.
But that's a pretty cool announcement.
It's pretty cool. And then also, I don't know how this guy finds the time. No time to negotiate. Housing is a problem. He will be appearing on RuPaul's Drag Race.
I sent you the tweet.
Yeah. If you guys are wondering who is he on there, he's the one in blackface. He's that one. He's the one posing as RuPaul. It's so ridiculous that this guy's like, I have no time to do this. What about Drag Race? Fuck yeah, make me up, baby. Let's do this.
This is the wackiest timeline. This is wacky as fuck.
Yeah, we get what we vote for.
No, but think, you know what, guys? Change the year and go back to like 1990, for example.
Anything pre 9/11, great time.
And I'm not saying that prime ministers shouldn't attend these shows. I mean, I don't care. I'm very open-minded. You want to attend a drag queen show, do it. I don't care.
No one said it's the type of show.
But
That's
it
the
goes
problem.
back-
The problem is that you're saying I don't have time to do my job, and you're finding times to go do reality shows.
But it goes back to what we're saying. What do people want, right? I need to boost my popularity. How are the ratings on that show? Are they doing well? Okay, let's make an appearance. It wouldn't surprise me if Justin Trudeau keeps doing all these different shows now.
For sure, because
start showing his face everywhere.
Younger voters.
He's not doing very well now. Ever since Pierre Poilievre won that leadership race.
Yeah, but younger voters aren't as they're not as aware of platforms and don't care.
It's what's cool.
It's what's cool. It's trendy. So what he's doing, as much as it's funny, it's the smart tactic because they don't know. Like everything is shitty around them and they're complaining. Like young people are complaining that they don't have money, jobs, whatever. The government in charge now is one of the main factors of why that's happening.
Jesus.
But they don't. They're like, the factor is these guys. The factor is the NDP, or the NDP is part of it too because they were a coalition. But like the conservatives are not in power. The reason why shit is like this is because of the current government. But they don't see it. They just see sound bites, and they keep voting for the same thing and then complaining while at the same time praising the guy that's fucking them.
But
It's a crazy. It's very Orwellian. It's not. It's fun to watch. It's a little concerning, but it's fun to watch.
Did you see that statement from Chrystia Freeland, Canada's finance minister?
No.
She came out with an economic update where basically, we spoke about this on Friday, right? Where finally the Canadian government is responsible, right? Since 2015, they just realized now that we need to be careful in the way we spend money. And she came out.
It's a little late.
She came out and made this stupid analogy about, we have to be responsible. It's kind of like, in your families, you have to look at what you're spending. And in my family, well, we decided to cut Disney Plus. And, maybe that's something that we should.
Too many of them queer shows on them Disney Pluses, so I cut it.
I don't
yeah, I saw that.
understand. What's wrong with you?
I still have Disney Plus.
Oh, I won't fucking cut Disney Plus for $13 a
Look,
month.
George,
and that's
that
not gonna say- and that's not-
$150 a year. You're telling me $150 a year won't go a long way for you, George? You're
Maybe
such
when
a-
$150 used to mean something. Now you can buy 3 bags of potatoes.
But no, the point I'm trying to make is that it's just completely disconnected. I honestly, there's nothing for me left to say. I'm completely.
It's like the comment from the politician here that said, "Oh, you can survive on seven. What was it?
That was
$70 a week.
that
or
was
whatever,
that was
$50 a
Phil,
month.
that was Philippe Couillard, and he got trapped. And
In
let me
her
ju-
defense, hold on,
Yeah.
before we move on in her defense, they, the political class, for good reason, assume that the majority of us are imbeciles. So in her defense, I get
It
why
makes sense.
you,
Yeah,
yeah,
it makes
because in her
sense.
defense, she's like, you know what I mean? Like Disney Plus, I cut that girl, and then you're like, oh my gosh, she's so brave. She cut Disney Plus that
shouldn't
for
actually
solidarity. That's how you know how we're making fun of her. There's people who saw that and had a different reaction. I've learned this now. Everyone's different. There's people who saw it and they're like,
You know she's right.
You know she's
Honey.
right. It's very tough. I get her. Look at her. She has.
We gotta do our part.
Yeah. No. Most people didn't think. Oh, that's so fucking. No one's falling for this. A lot of people fell for it, and like, you go, girl. That's the reality we live in, bro. What do you ever tell you? I'm not making it happen. This is what we're living. This is
No,
what's
but
happening.
what you were talking about, it was in the 2018 elections. It was Philippe Couillard. He went into the radio station, and the journalist asked him if there's people that could live off $70, I think, a week on groceries.
Yeah, there's one of them. His name is Adam.
But he said no, no,
But he works for me.
no. But he
No,
said
but this was for a family. This was for a family, I think, the $70.
I can't remember the. I can't
And
remember.
he goes, and he goes,
but
yeah,
he
you
said,
could buy all kinds of craft dinner.
well, no. See,
what I realized?
no, because he said that
Bro,
sadly,
when I eat craft
No, but
dinner,
wait.
it goes right through me.
because he
There's
said
no nutritional value.
he said
That's
sadly,
cardboard.
but he said sadly there is a reality where people, this is what they live with, right?
And it shouldn't
they
be.
and of course not. But they took that clip where he's saying yes, they do. And it completely, I think it derailed his entire campaign. I think that one little fucking interview
Yeah.
destroyed everything. But come back to Justin Trudeau. I saw the tweet, man, and this is what bothers me, man, because the tweet from whatever that channel is, Drag Race or whatever the fuck it is.
I didn't. Okay, I didn't go that deep.
Well, that's where I saw it, right? I don't know where you got it from. And it says, "We're making her story. We're honored to welcome the Prime Minister of Canada, Justin Trudeau, to Canada's Drag Race, becoming the first world leader to appear on the Drag Race franchise." You know what? Good for him. I don't care that he appears.
We're making her story.
But what the fuck is wrong with you? Her story.
Also, he still identifies as a lady.
No, this
That's
is not
brave.
him. This is not him that says it. This is the Canada's Drag Race Twitter
Yeah, but
account.
if her story. Aren't these all guys dressed as women?
But I understand what you're trying to do, but history has nothing to do. Like, it's not his
That's amazing.
story.
No, but the best, I know, obviously it's not. That's rude. But the fact that
It's
they're
fucking
still,
insulting.
that they're feminizing it, but they're all guys, is amazing, bro. And there's women like, are you guys fucking serious? Like, shut up, old broad.
Yeah.
This is new ladies.
A bunch of men were making her story, and it's just a bunch of dudes dressed as women.
This is amazing. This is great.
That is insane.
Come on, let's
No.
now I support Canada Drag Race. The balls it takes to do that, bro. I fucking
It's
love it.
true, it does take
You're looking at it the wrong way. You're trying to get offended. Forget the offense.
No, I'm not
Don't
offended.
Look at,
I'm not
look at
offended. I'm
the
just
balls
saying-
it
I'm just-
takes to have a bunch of men. It's kind of like when the Saudi Arabians were elected for the women's right to run the Women's Rights Council at the UN.
Oh, yes.
It's the same type of energy. Khalas, we'll tell you. We know about women's rights. Khalas, you know, it's the same thing, bro. It's so the balls it takes. You have to appreciate it.
But it's
Because
hilarious.
the truth
It's
is,
hilarious.
even though you want to say something, it's not your fight. It's ladies' fight. They have to stand up and do something if they don't like a bunch
You're
of
right.
guys
It's
saying
2022.
Yeah, it's
We
not-
can
it's
no
not
longer
your-
stand up for
it's
them.
It's not your
We
fight,
can no
bro.
longer defend them, bro.
Let them it's not your fight, bro. Just enjoy the shit show.
Is it a problem for you that we've gotten into this ultra woke world where you find any word that includes man,
Yeah.
his,
Yes.
whatever, and you need to, like, what the hell is wrong with
Yeah.
us, man?
I was.
This bothers me. This history thing bothers me. It's like, dude,
They're trying to manipulate your mind, bro.
you understand?
That was so good. They're trying to woman. You gotta.
They're trying to manipulate your mind, bro. Don't fall for it.
That is so good. It's such
So
a good
dumb.
play on words.
Yeah.
There was this. There was a tweet that I saw hold on. I need to bring this up. I think it's and I was planning on talking about it on my podcast, but hold on. I think it was at the and this is in Canada, guys. Mathieu Bocoté. And this is a university that has already where is it? Changed certain words.
Yeah.
Like those neutral pronouns and all these all this bullshit. Like they're making hold on, guys. So they're making like this new lexicon of how people should talk, and it was the weirdest freaking thing ever. I'll get it for you. Hold on a second.
Yeah. Should talk.
I think I've heard about this.
Tell me how I should talk. It's bad speech.
Basically, it's like instead of saying mother, you have to say a woman who gives birth or whatever, some shit.
Yeah.
No.
Person that gives birth.
Person that
It's
gives
not
birth,
just
sorry.
women that could give
Oh
birth.
yeah, here it goes.
Cows do it too.
That is so insulting. I'm sorry.
Let me give you this. Okay.
Yeah, but again, it's not your fight. That's what I realized.
Bro, if I was a woman, I
Yeah.
would have.
Bro, I'd be losing my shit right
Bro,
now.
I'd be gunning up.
If a guy in a wig told me, calm down, ma'am, the ladies are talking, I'd be like, what the fuck did you say?
So this is the
That's a good sketch.
First of all, I had a hard time even understanding this, but this is neopronouns. So
Neo.
see if you make any sense of this.
Well, this is bigger than I thought. Okay, pronoun, XE. Subject, Z. Z are fun. Objective, I texted Zem. Possessive adjective, Zer pronouns. Possessive pronouns, that is Zers. Reflective, Z loves Zen self. Oh, how about before I continue with the rest, you all go fuck yourselves? How about that one? These, but I'll tell you why
This
this,
is
is all
ridiculous. I
nonsense.
sent you the
Because
tweets
these are
if
all
you-
made up things to mean the same thing. For example, Poseidon, have you heard the argument, I am non-binary?
Yeah, what
Then
the
you're
fuck
not
does it
human,
mean?
because in order to be a human being, we're binaries, right? That's how it works,
Yeah.
right? So then you're saying that you're an it,
But isn't every
which is the
living
dumbest thing.
But
Why
hold
would
on.
you want to be an it?
No, but
and even
the-
if you say
the-
you're an it, you're not an it.
Like,
you're a human being.
But
isn't-
how do
hold
you
on,
how do
it
you
doesn't-
come up with this? Like
hold on.
V,
I have a-
VE, V are fun. I texted ver.
Hold on a second. What, bro?
Vis
there's-
pronouns.
We invented. Bro,
That is vers.
humans
V,
are the most impressive. You don't have to read all of them. It's the
V
exact
loves
same-
verself.
Yeah, it's the same thing. But why? That's what we do, bro. We invented Klingon. The Lord of the Rings. The elves have their own language. This is what we do as humans. We invent shit.
Yeah, but that was for fantasy. That was for a movie. That's fine. It's understandable.
Yeah. This is also for fantasy, bro.
But no, but this is university. This is the way we're gonna be.
Because now we're choosing to push it on people.
Yeah.
You know,
Now we're forcing it on people. Now you gotta live my fantasy.
Yeah, I'm not doing that though. I'm not.
You gotta live in my fantasy world.
Yeah.
No, but can you imagine?
This is where I draw the line on this stupidity. The rest I'll acknowledge. You want to be a giraffe? I'll call you a giraffe. I don't mind. But the Z sin shit, I'm like, okay, this is made up, bro. Stop.
No, but can you imagine sending your kids to this university and they have to write papers now and change all the pronouns because
I won't let my
What
kids
the
write
hell is
papers, bro. The planet is dying. I'm not.
It's ridiculous. It's fucking ridiculous.
Yeah. In the meantime, while we're
I have a
while
question.
everyone's preoccupied with this, they're stealing your savings. Your pensions are going down. Pollution is rampant. China's getting away with all kinds of war crimes. So's Russia and the Ukraine. Speaking of the Ukraine, good gift that a man named Sean Penn. Have you heard of him? Actor,
Yes.
very good actor. He visited Mr. Zelensky. Zelensky, he's doing the world media tour. It was in Israel recently. Very interesting. And Zelensky was given a gift by a man named Sean Penn. You know what the gift was? Sean Penn lent him until the war is over. He
His
said,
Oscar?
His Oscar.
No,
Which to
Oh,
me,
what a loser.
if I was Ukrainian, I would be insulted to be like, bro, now you're the best actor. I'd be like,
that's
wait,
true.
what?
That's true.
This is a backhanded compliment. It's like, yeah, bro, you're pretending that you're
Oh, that's
fighting in
actually
a
kinda
war,
clever.
but you're in Israel on the cover of Vogue. I feel what you're saying. Like, I would
that's
take it
actually-
as an insult.
Yeah.
You give me an Oscar, Malaka, people are dying, and you give me your Oscar. You're like,
Yeah,
good
yeah.
job, bro. I'm telling you,
That-
I know that.
yeah.
I believe you.
That's questionable judgment.
I believe that this is real. I would lose my shit. I'd be like, get the fuck out of my country.
So wait,
That is questionable judgment.
but he is a good actor, Zelensky.
He is
I
an
don't
actor.
know. He is an actor,
He's
but
an
I've
actor.
never. I don't speak Ukrainian, so I don't know.
Look,
Unless Vlad probably knows if he's a good actor or not. But the point is, I wouldn't give
No, you can't
an
do that.
Oscar in the middle of a war. Be like, bro, you deserve this more than I do. I'd lose my shit. I'd be like, you're banned from this country.
Look, in all objectivity, and it's normal, I guess. People aren't going to be focused entirely 100% every single day on what's happening in Ukraine, and he needs people's attention there. He's using media very effectively, Zelensky.
By the way, this isn't real. What you're showing about the university is trying to appease lunatics. And I've said it yesterday on stage too. This isn't real. If you come to any of my shows, let's say the English shows at the Bordel, right? That's where you see the reality of human beings. Like, let's say last night, right? We had, what was it? Greeks, Jews, Arabs, Palestinians, gay, straight, black, white, women, whatever the fuck you want, bro. Everyone making fun of themselves and making fun of each other. That's reality.
Yeah, that's real.
This extremism, it's like 1 in 50 lunatics that try to impose crazy shit on you. And they take the forefront, and then they make people who never met a trans person, people who never met a gay person, people who never met a Greek person, or whatever. They make them think that that's all. And they stir the fucking pot. That is not. This is a minute amount of lunatics with a huge voice that make it seem that way. The majority of people are not like this. Bro.
No, but what's troubling is that you're going the extra mile to accommodate a minute percentage.
Yes, that's insane.
Of your population.
It's what Ayn Rand had said, and I sent you the thing yesterday, Poseidon, so you could see.
What thing?
Because she had libertarianism obviously is running its course too. Because Mike told me is actually very smart. He's like, I used to think I was libertarian. He goes, the problem is libertarianism only works if everyone could take care of themselves. He goes, they can't just because you can take care of yourself doesn't mean that the other guy doesn't need someone telling what to do. But Ayn Rand had said something. He goes, the biggest evil is people who they attack you based on their virtue. So, for example, and this was years ago, but she was spot on. She goes, so what's viewed as evil now? She goes, that what's bad is people hate people that have success. Even if their success is legitimate, I hate this person. This person's bad because he's rich.
Yeah,
this person's bad because they worked and they did something. That's bad. But what's good is the guy complaining about that. Because you're poor, because you're this, automatically you have to fall on the good category. But it's not always true. Not everyone that's rich is bad, and not everyone that's poor is good. Or else that wouldn't make sense. It's a weird. So it is weird that that's the virtue, is that if you have any form of success, you must be part of the evil class. And if you're unsuccessful in what you do, but you might be unsuccessful because you're shit, and we shouldn't like you.
Yeah. I mean, look, we grew up a certain way, and I can tell you that a lot of the people that I grew up with had that exact mentality, obviously coming from their parents probably, where they have something that we don't have. They're rich. And there was always like this negative kind of connotation around people that made money.
Yeah.
And you realize only later when you actually get to meet wealthy businessmen, or when you get to work for them, that
Or when they invite you to their island.
take you in their private jet. No, but I've had the privilege of meeting a lot of successful people.
Yeah.
In general, they're all super nice.
Well,
I've met a lot of. I have met a lot of dickheads too.
Me too.
But
I told the majority of people are good. They're like a majority of people, whether they're rich, white, black, it doesn't matter. The majority of people kind of fall in the same category. The problem is this is the first time in history where the extremes are so put in the forefront. It used to not be like that. It used to be whenever you see extremism stuff, like they used to be like, and then some hippies think this. Now, whatever the extreme thought is, the craziest, they're like, yo, this is going to get some shares and headlines. They push that. The problem that they're fucking up is a lot of people have never met people of that class. So a lot of people have never met, let's say, a Greek person.
Yeah.
And then they just show me going on a crazy rant. So people who don't know, like, yo, these Greeks are motherfucking crazy. They jump on podcasts in the morning, they just yell about shit. So you're forcing, and then you have people divided in camps because they're scared about the other person. They're like, this guy, how are they? They might be like this. And it's all nonsense. Most people are the same thing. They just speak different languages, but we all think the same stupid thoughts.
And I got to say that the majority of the people that I've met that are successful have worked their asses off.
Yeah. Well, and the other
few of them have inherited it. Like their parents made all their wealth and they just pretty much took over. So, and I'm not saying that they didn't work for it. They don't work. They still work. But I mean, it was a little bit easy. But the majority of the successful people that I've met have worked their asses off.
Yeah, and they still do. They still do.
Which is what bothers me with what's happening with Twitter. And I don't really have an opinion. But it's like, first of all, it's his business. He fucking paid $44 billion for it.
I said the same thing.
He can do whatever the fuck he wants, whether you like it or not.
He paid.
It's his business. What the hell do you care what he does with it? And like, I don't understand people that somehow figure out that, oh, we're gonna bitch now. What do you mean you're gonna charge me for the blue check mark? It's his business. He can do whatever the fuck he wants.
Yeah.
If you don't like it, leave, dude. Leave.
Exactly. I'm with you. I'm not against you. I'm 100% with you. Yeah, but it's fun to find the enemy, and he's the richest guy on the planet. So it's fucking.
Is he?
I think so. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what they say on paper. In reality, bro, you're not supposed to mention it, but it's the Rothschild family, bro. It's the people who own the banks that are lending everyone money. They have to be the richest. I don't know why we don't calculate them.
Yeah, because they're not on paper, which
Which is smart.
Yeah. So, which brings to question a lot of the Saudi families that
Same
own
thing.
all the oil
The
rigs.
same thing. A lot of the Saudi, you don't see them on the list, but they have way more money than Elon Musk. They create money like this out of thin air.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I got.
By the way, I just read a tweet. Somebody wrote, "Feels like we're all in divorce court waiting to see who gets custody of us."
Yeah, which is why I'm very. Oh, by the way, so this is why I'm happy that fucking Patreon exists, bro. I want that shit to grow. Anyone else can go fuck themselves. Do our own thing with our own fans. So Patreon is now allowing me. Did you just fart?
No, I didn't
Oh,
fart.
that,
no.
okay. It's the chair. Patreon. That's fucking disrespectful. Is allowing me to post. I'm one of the people in the beginning. Suzuku doesn't have the option yet on their Patreon, but they gave it to me to upload videos directly.
Cool.
So Patreon is getting more like first-hand.
So they
videos,
created like a video
processing
platform.
thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's fucking amazing. Like the Intellectuals is already available for patrons, whether you're on audio or video.
So you don't have to go through YouTube type of
I
thing.
don't
You
have
can
to
just
go through
upload it
YouTube,
directly. Okay, cool.
Which is perfect because now I'm able, like I'm creating a documentary. So I'm able to create shit with whatever content I want to splice in. And I don't have to worry about it getting flagged and taken down on YouTube.
Nice.
So there's going to be stuff that's going to be just on Patreon. It's just going to live on Patreon because that's the best place for it to live. So it's pretty fucking amazing. So the next step would be for them to create their own live streaming thing. And then wham, bam, bro, it's your...
Oh, once they do that, it's done.
It's done. Yeah. If it works properly,
Yeah.
it's done, bro.
It's over.
Yeah. So many people are going to move to...
It works well.
The videos, people like the videos. It remembers where you are. So let's say you're watching the podcast on your screen at home, and then you have the app that you pause it there and you leave.
cool.
It'll
Yeah.
continue when you press play on
Nice.
it. It knows where you left off. So they have little good features in it. Yeah. And I spent an hour last time taking their stupid creator survey, help us improve it. And I was like, these motherfuckers are not going to improve it. But they took a lot of the shit that I wrote, so I was happy. Yeah.
That's amazing. Yeah, things
And
are
if-
things are
if you
moving.
can-
Things
if
are
you can
happening.
organize it, and if you can organize Patreon, because I think you can organize it now. It's all just one page, right?
Yeah, it's all like the latest stuff goes
Yeah,
on top. I'm
exactly.
using more tags now in case somebody wants to find something. But I think they're going to, because I even asked for the layout to change. And I think I'm not the only one, obviously.
Yeah.
I believe they're going to change that too, which is going to be
I
amazing.
think, and if they add where you can compartmentalize everything, it's gonna be forget about it.
Yeah. It's going to be forget about it.
Forget about it.
It's going to be this fugazi shit.
Hey, by the way, just small parenthesis on that poll. I'm not getting any votes on the gayest person here.
Yeah, I was
don't
a
know.
little. I was a little upset. I was like,
Yeah.
that
going on?
Poseidon's way. Oh fuck! Am I the second least? That's not.
No, you're third. You're coming in third.
How is
Phil is second.
Phil coming in with 18%.
how is Phil? Well, Phil's a little.
By the way, by
I'm
gayest,
trendier than Phil. He looks gay, but I'm trendier. Why is he getting the votes? Poseidon, I get it. Like, but that's different. But
No questions
Yeah, no
asked.
questions.
no,
asked,
by
bro.
gayest. Look,
Yeah.
by gayest, we meant the happiest. If somebody else,
You're
is,
not the happiest. That's
Look,
a lie,
if
bro.
somebody-
Trust
look,
me, that's not
no.
what this means.
But
They
if somebody, hold on,
misunderstood that
They
part.
misunderstood.
if somebody else is in gets in the lead, then we mean gayest, like in the other sense, like actually.
right now, yeah. But I'm trendier than you, so I don't know why you're getting the votes. That's a little upsetting. Phil, it's because he comes off more gay.
Yeah, he's very. He
Effeminate.
comes out, like very
That's why.
metrosexual kind of.
But I feel like my trendiness should have
he
overlapped
bangs
him.
he bangs Metro cards.
Yeah,
So I feel like my trendiness should have overcome this, but no. Okay, I see what you guys are doing.
guys, I was going through the news yesterday, and I fell on a story. I wasn't gonna click on it, but then I did, and thank God I did.
Uh-oh.
What?
The headline is, the receptionist admits fabricating fake driving permits, and I'm like, bullshit.
In Montreal?
I'm like, let me just click on it just out of curiosity.
How are we not surprised?
Not only
How
is
are we
it
surprised?
not only is it in Montreal, but more specifically,
Tell me she's Greek.
it's in Park X.
Yes!
So this is the story.
I'm proud.
There's an Indian truck driving school, Jean Talon KS Driving School in Park Extension.
Oh, I know exactly.
Plug, baby.
Shameless plug. So here's what's happening. This driving school was bringing in Pakistani and Indian immigrants.
Yes?
They were faking a driver's license, either from Pakistan or from India, that they had significant experience as truck drivers. So there was someone on the inside, I don't know where, either in Pakistan or in India. So they were transferring all this confidential information. They were getting fake permits made either in Pakistan or India, sent back to Montreal. With that permit, they had someone on the inside at
Elaborate. I love this.
They had someone on the inside at the SAEQ who would just take that fake permit and just transfer it and give it the equivalent of the class 1 or whatever the fuck you need to drive trucks.
Now, Mr. Chandrizos.
So if ever anyone wondered, how come there's so many truck accidents happening in our city?
If you
This
would,
is the explanation.
if you would allow me, what you're saying is that people who have been repeatedly called racists for pointing out bad driving are in fact not racist. They're just pointing out terrible driving from people that do not have licenses. So what you're saying is racism solved in Canada due to this breaking news. I like it. I like where your head's at, sir. I like what you're saying.
Racism is good.
It's incredible.
Racism doesn't exist.
So-
it wasn't real. They weren't. People were calling them racist because like this fucking Indian guy, this fucking Pakistani guy. In reality, they were yelling that guy wasn't Indian or Pakistani, but they legitimately couldn't drive. It had nothing to do with the race. It's just they had no license. Like, "Ah."
Yeah. And those are fucking nuts, bro. Those
Guys,
are 18-wheelers.
dude, it's not easy driving an 18-wheeler. Let me tell you.
My
Well,
father.
Park X for the win. Thank you. You're welcome, society. It's funny how we solve racism.
We give people jobs. We bring immigrants
How did
in.
they get caught? Who? Somebody. Yeah.
There's someone filed a complaint and there was this huge investigation. Like there was like this.
Like file a complaint about the driving.
No, someone had suspected something and they flagged it, and the SAQ got involved along with the Sûreté du Québec. They did this whole underground.
Yeah, they never mind their business.
They did this whole
Wait, hold
undercover. This whole undercover operation.
Does that mean they're gonna go and check everyone's licenses?
They should.
Probably, I don't know.
If
I
you
mean,
graduated from, or if you have it from there, they should. It's
Yeah.
very suspicious.
this was only a truck driving school, but no.
Because
So
if this is just one that got caught.
yeah.
no. There's dozens of these.
Yeah, there must be more, bro.
There are dozens of these. The lady, the receptionist, she got 18 months probation and 120 hours of community service. The owners of the driving school, they still haven't been sentenced. So that's going to be interesting to see, because I mean, this is serious shit here.
Yeah.
Yeah, they could fuck people up.
But the owners gotta feign ignorance.
I don't know. I didn't know,
bro. I don't know.
They're gonna blame the reception. She was involved. I had no idea.
I don't know. You told me to hire these Indians.
They came in. We asked for the credentials. We saw they had a
I
permit.
believed her. What am I gonna call these immigrants liars?
That's so fucking funny.
You go to the media and you say that. What did you want me to say? It seems suspicious, but I didn't want to comment on it because of cancel culture.
Yeah, that's a good excuse though.
and that poor
You
guy-
see hold on, the slippery slope.
This is what I'm saying.
This is the slippery slope that we kept talking about and that nobody listens. Like, no, it's fine.
The guy on the inside there at the SAEQ fucking making big bucks. Can you imagine?
the SAEQ,
per permit.
the Sahak.
Yeah.
Speaking of fraud, I don't know if I spoke about this already, but one of the possible reasons that Twitter employees are outraged at the
Oh
blue
no, this is
checkmark
a real
thing,
thing. Yeah.
at the blue checkmark thing is because there are
Wait,
rumors.
all employees had a blue check mark?
No, not all of the reason why some of them are very scared and angry right now
About
that
losing
they
their job.
Yeah,
Yeah.
is because some of them that were not in engineering, the validation department, whatever the fuck they were selling the blue check mark, like they were verifying your account for upwards of $10,000 to $15,000 US.
No way.
Yeah. So they were making bank.
Yeah,
Like,
so-
if you sold 4 like that a year, bro.
That's amazing.
So the problem now is if they get caught out because they have no more access to that. So let's say Elon Musk people figure out, okay, this guy, why is he and they see some kind of email or anything like that and they can prove it. That's crazy. Like on your company. It's gonna go bad. Yeah. So, but we knew that. I didn't know that they were paying for it. I knew that they were obviously verifying certain accounts that shouldn't.
Guys,
be verified.
let's be honest here, okay? If any of us worked at Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, or whatever, tell me that you wouldn't have called like me. Hey George, bro, give me the fucking check mark. Hey, can you pull some strings?
Yeah,
Like, for
but-
sure it's gonna happen,
Yeah,
right?
for sure. That's fine. That's fine. Look, okay, bro, whatever. Get your check mark. It's really you. I know it's you, George. But not to be like, all right, George, give me 15 G's.
I wouldn't take money from you.
No,
but,
that's what I'm saying. That's where the line is the second you take money, it's no longer, oh no, I know he's real. Let me verify him. Now it's more like, I know I can make money off him. And then it becomes something different. That's when it, or else it wouldn't be criminal. It'd be like, yeah, I did my job. I verified a person that I know is real.
Look, guys, you have to give it to them. I mean, they figure
Yeah,
out a
bro.
way to make supplemental income.
Business. Yeah. Just cover your tracks.
You know, they're young entrepreneurs.
I remember when I worked at Telus, I would
Steal phones.
Worked.
No. Well, we had a buyback plan, right? And some people, they would have a brand new phone that they would return. They wanted the new one, and it had no scratches, nothing. It was in mint condition.
Mint.
And bro, our buyback program would give them $28 for a phone from last year that is in mint, and then they
Criminal.
resell it for like 500,
sure.
600
For sure.
So I tell them, look, I'll give you 100 or
Cash.
cash,
Oh, that's a better deal.
and then I would resell it.
Oh, that's
I'll
fine.
rebuy I'll rebuy the box because you could buy empty boxes
Yeah.
and just the cables. And I'd resell it for $250,
Right.
and shit like that.
Look at that.
Which is not a
That's-
we weren't allowed. As per the
that's
Of course
different.
you're not allowed.
You're fine. Of course you're not allowed, but I appreciate that.
But you know
that's
what?
not something I frown upon. That's you did nothing illegal.
But I think it was a
You're
win-win
one
situation.
adult buying something from another adult legally.
Yeah,
That's fine.
but I think it was a win-win too. I didn't do anything wrong in the
But
sense
when
of like,
did you start selling meth? Because that's what the problem is. That's when this becomes problematic. Is your meth dealings? You like his background?
Yeah, I love it. I told them when I came in. I think they're fantastic.
Yeah,
Let me
they're-
show it to the peeps.
They're called the Elgato Wave panels.
They're beautiful.
Yeah.
They're pricey though as hell, eh?
I can't remember. I don't want to think about it.
Yeah. Okay, we get it. They look much nicer than these, obviously.
Yeah.
But can you imagine putting all these in this wall? It's going to cost you an arm and a leg. Unless
Yeah,
you just
no.
put a few. I don't think you need this many, do you?
You don't need this, man. This was overkill, but I loved it because it was a bonding experience. Phil and Anna came in here and they bonded
Oh,
over this.
that's nice.
wow.
Yeah, and then they ended up having kids, getting married. It was
Like you can drop.
I wish
panels,
I had a
like you did in your other studio,
yeah.
and then just limit the ones off the wall. Put a few of these behind each chair.
ish share. I'm with you.
Yeah, and it's gonna look nice.
We'll see. I love Studio B. This is a great studio. I just set
it's
it
great.
up.
Yeah.
Put all my money in this stupid bitch. You can do so much in it.
I helped you build it. I'm proud of that.
Yeah. He's also helping
And you
destroy
also
it.
contributed this.
Hold on, destroy how?
Well, fucking Friday, the whole thing with the headphones.
Hey, you remember that, bro?
Jesus Christ, we lost.
I remember it like it was yesterday.
we lost
I
like what,
have-
15 minutes. Fuck.
I have on good authority.
Hold on. Before you continue, because this is never going to end because it already started slow. What's the next news story? Because they're here
Oh,
for the
yeah.
news.
Yes.
Oh, yeah,
okay.
sure.
Okay. Yeah. Everyone heard this story. This happened in Marché Central here in Montreal.
Oh, yeah. I want to hear about this.
So and there was a video circulating again, just putting to question, you know, this whole issue with the police and you know the abuse. And for everyone thinking that there's no racial profiling, I mean, come on, guys, wake the fuck up.
Yeah, there's no racial profiling.
So the story is
Calm
that
down,
these,
Blackie. There's no racial profiling.
so the story is these two officers dressed in civil clothing, right?
He's coming right for us.
They were apparently monitoring this SUV that
Monitoring?
they were suspecting because they say that they saw certain marks and scratches on the door, thinking that someone's probably trying to steal it or to rob
Black
it.
people known for clawing.
So
at
they were
things.
waiting, and when the actual owner of the vehicle came out from wherever he was in the Marché Central to get into his car, they rush out, they grab
Hold
the
on.
guy.
I will reenact what
Yeah.
the owner did. Doop, 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 doop. What a good day.
Sir, stop
one's-
right there.
No
Stop
one's
right there.
profiling me. Who are you? These are plain clothed people, by the way. So there's no, you can't even tell they're cops.
Dude, this is scary. I've been approached by these cops, and
I would fight them.
Oh,
if,
no,
if a
dude,
stranger
yeah, you're
comes
like,
up
who
to
the
me and
fuck
says,
are you?
put your
Yeah.
hand behind some guy in a flannel shirt, put your hands behind your back, he's getting raped.
Oh my God, I'll tell you. Remind me to tell you a story of what happened to me at work 2 weeks ago. I shat my pants, literally. No, not joking, guys. So
Seems to be
anyway,
a common theme of this show.
so the guy comes out. He tries to enter his vehicle. The cops come out. They grab him. They automatically suspect that he's stealing the car. They cuff him.
They handcuff him behind his hands were behind his back.
Zero explanation.
These are two people dressed plainly, just kidnapped a man.
And I'm not so
handcuffed.
sure you can cuff a guy. I mean, if the person is cooperative, even if he's suspected for something, you don't need to cuff him.
Especially if he hasn't actually committed a crime.
Exactly. So, and not only that, as if it's not bad enough, they quote lost the key.
They lost the key.
Yeah, somehow they didn't have a key, and they had to call.
Normally, my girlfriend doesn't need the key.
And they had to call the police, another unit to come to uncuff the guy. The guy was cuffed for I don't
That's
know how
the problem
long.
with the
This is-
police, though. They all have the same key for these fucking.
and you can understand the frustration, the embarrassment, and obviously
I would sue.
this was a person of
I
color
was wrongfully detained.
for sure. So we don't know what's going to happen. Obviously, this was denounced. I mean, all these elected officials and everyone came out against the situation. Former police officers also questioned these tactics.
They refused to give him. He said, "Give me your cards. I could sue you." They refused to give him their cards because cops have cards too.
Yeah.
Like we do the badness.
No, they need to always identify themselves, even if they're undercover
clothes.
or plain clothes. They need to. They usually have their badge hanging, like they have that little. It looks
Me,
actually
I
pretty
would
cool.
just see if that would happen to me. I know I'd be upset, but my eyes would be wide open, and you could probably see the dollar signs. I'd be like, I'm gonna sue the fuck out of you.
It's ridiculous. It's ridiculous, and this comes at a time where I don't know if you guys read this. I think last week or 2 weeks ago, where the Superior Court came out saying that the cops are no longer have the right to stop you without reason. Remember?
I thought it was always like that, bro. We live in a free
That's
country.
what I always thought, but apparently needed a Superior Court decision to. Anyway, a lot of the police chiefs actually aren't in favor of that decision because sometimes they have reason to suspect certain things and to stop you and to
Go fuck
to
yourself.
use
No,
their
but-
judgment.
Look,
If no, hold on. If we could trust their judgment, I wouldn't have an issue with it. But
No, I would
clearly,
still
with
have-
everything happening,
I would still have an issue with it because fuck your judge. You have to have. Okay, I'll give you an example. Women, all right? Women. Look at me. This is very important. Women were not allowed to vote up until recently, okay?
As it should be.
Yeah, the country was doing fine. What I'm saying is, what I'm saying is, you cannot now say, look, some of you broads are gonna be allowed to vote, but the dumb ones, look, I'm gonna judge when you're coming to vote. If you look a little too goofy, you ain't voting. You can't do that. We all have to have the same fucking rights. So you can't say, well, I'm judging, so you're suspicious. No. You're not allowed if there's nothing on me. If I haven't committed a crime, you don't know you can't stop me, detain me. I'm a human fucking being. I'm a free person. I got places to be. You're not gonna detain me. This is crazy. I don't like that shit. Yeah. Women shouldn't vote is what I'm trying to fucking get at.
let me tell you the story. It freaked the shit out of me. We have a client, and they were renovating, and we had to go and clean up a little bit and take care of the place. So we went in there after hours. And now this client is situated in a residential area, and apparently there was a house just across this client where there was an issue with the wife and the husband. The wife was afraid of her husband. She was on surveillance, like 24-hour surveillance.
Who was surveilling her?
The cops.
Okay.
And the cops thought, let's park our car. Again, it was one of those ghost cars there, whatever you call them. It was a normal minivan.
Okay, I thought it was like they had a white sheet.
Yeah, yeah, Harry Potter's cloak. So they thought, let's park in that.
It's got the two holes in the headlights.
That's what I thought, yeah. It's one of them ghost cars.
Every time he honks.
So they thought,
We used to do this with horses, but it raised a lot of suspicion.
so they thought, look, let's park in this business's parking lot and just monitor the situation. So I take my car and I drop off my wife to go drop off some equipment that we had. And I didn't know whether or not she was going to come back from the front or the back door. And I thought, well, fuck, I'll just bring the car in the back.
Yeah.
So I drive in the back, and there's containers now. It's a kind of like a construction site. And as I pull up, I see the minivan, and I'm like, "Oh shit, there's still people working here." Oh, let me back up because I thought they were on the way out.
Yeah.
As soon as I back up, bro, these fucking guys, monsters. You don't understand. They fucking jump out of the car, flashlights. They're like, "Stop!" I'm like, "What the fuck is happening here?"
Yeah.
I get out of the car, and they're like, "Témé, témé, témé." I'm like, what the fuck?
No, je suis Georges.
I'm like, what the fuck is going on? T'es qui toi? Like, who are you? What's your name? These fucking guys with tats. One guy with his hand on a gun in the flat, like just fucking stroboscope. Like, I'm like, what the fuck? The other guy had a shotgun. I'm like, what the fuck is happening here, dude? I'm like, what's going
Isn't
on?
that a bit much?
Yeah, I'm
Wait,
like-
what was the problem? Her husband would smack her around.
I don't know.
We're gonna shoot him 800 times. Like,
So I don't know if they thought, look, okay, let's say they were doing their job. They thought I was her husband, whatever it is. They're like, who are you? I'm like, dude,
I'm
fucking.
the mistress.
I'm like, yeah. I'm like, relax, guys. We're here. We're working here. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? He goes, oh no, we're on surveillance. And I feel like, damn, what the fuck are you doing in a private parking lot? Dude?
I'm gonna
Get
tell
the-
you something. I don't think they're doing what you think they are. There's no domestic abuse. There's clearly money laundering, drugs or something. That's not, dude. Women call the cops all the time for help. Most of the time they
And
don't
again,
go.
these guys were
no
dressed-
one's surveying. They don't have undercovers. Fucking 10 guys
So this
with
guy-
shotguns.
There's
bro.
money involved.
Yeah,
I
this
don't
is
know
something
what it-
else.
yeah, look,
the security's
this is
too
not
tight.
trust me, if it was an abuse thing, I see it. He knows his wife works in this, his girlfriend works in this. The abuse thing, bro. Either they don't care and women get the shit kicked out of them, or they get killed.
I don't
They
know,
they don't put
guys.
this much
With,
effort- Nah,
with
bro,
everything,
you're-
with everything happening, with all these women fucking
By the
being
way-
murdered
bro,
these days.
By the
you're
way-
delusional. They will not send guys
George-
with shotguns.
I will tell you right now with one story that they don't give a shit. There was so my girlfriend used to work at a domestic abuse shelter for women.
So she got fired,
And,
he beat the shit out of her.
She got fired because I beat the shit out of her. Like, what the fuck, bro? You gonna work here and you can't even.
You can't even handle that situation. You're fired. Yeah. Anyway.
And there was a man that somehow found the location of the center,
You're looking at him.
and and he was trying to barge in and shit. And one of the women in there, the women were scared and everything, and they called the police. One of the women wasn't parked properly on the street or the wrong type. They called the cops, and the cops finally showed up. The guy had left by the time they showed up. And they show up and they're like, what happened? They're doing the report. And then one of the employees that worked at this center, they gave her a ticket because her car wasn't parked properly.
Why not? Why not? While we're here,
Yeah. Look, here's what I'm hearing, ladies. A man came here to teach one of you broads a lesson. He didn't get that chance. I'm gonna teach you how to fucking park today.
Look, they don't care. Yeah, no, there's 100%
don't
money
care.
involved.
we don't want to waste our time. So while we're here, we might as well put it to use.
But could you
Which
imagine,
one of
bro?
you dumb broads park like this?
But could you imagine,
No,
bro?
look,
You
the
call,
experience-
bro. The guy is trying to barge in and shit. Your life's at fucking risk. You don't know what the fucking lunatic is gonna do.
Look, I'll tell-
And then
I'll-
the cops pull up and they're like, "What happened?" They're doing the bro. Like, yeah,
looks
whatever.
looks like you're parked illegally, ma'am.
Look, the
You're a little
experience,
close to that curb.
the experience I have.
When I heard that, I was I was like, "What?"
Yeah.
See, it's fun. I have a completely different experience with
Ladies
this.
get you think that because you look at your stupid Instagram models and you think that ladies are living it up. Ladies' lives very complicated. They can't play sports anymore because we're demolishing them. You can't do anything, bro. We've completely fucked them over.
Bro, they can't even do beauty pageants, bro.
It's done.
Bro, it's over,
It's
bro. We've
Remember when they said the future is feminine? That was a lie we told them.
yeah. You know what's sad though? We've diminished the woman to
Yeah, you might
It's
want to.
sad.
Yeah, you want to
It's
finish.
sad.
You want to finish that thought.
it's sad.
Look, the experience-
It's sad to see.
The experience that I've had with this sort of situations is completely different than what you're describing. They take these things very seriously, especially the last year where all these women have been murdered by their husbands.
If they took it so seriously, all these women would not be getting murdered by their husbands.
Well, I mean, look, that's why these guys were fucking all over there. Fucking enraged. Like, guys, get back in your car, dude.
Bro, I'm
relax.
telling you, you're wrong. Ask any there's no way for a domestic they're gonna serve it, and they're gonna have shotguns and think about what you're saying.
they're not gonna take that
guns
much
and
time.
shotguns
Well, you
for
don't-
one guy smacking his
Well,
wife.
you don't know what the context is. Maybe she's afraid that the guy is armed. Maybe he's dangerous. Maybe there's a history there of domestic
They
violence. You
wouldn't-
don't know.
Yeah, but it's not the FBI. They wouldn't leave her as bait. If this guy's armed and dangerous, they're not going to leave her there as bait while they hide. They're like, look, you're going to have to take a risk. He might shoot you in the head, but we'll get him later. It's like Dumb and Dumber. Remember the first Dumb and Dumber?
Yeah.
It's like, what if you shot me in the head? Do you remember this? Do you
I don't remember that scene.
So they force one of the dumb guys, like, you're going to be in there for the meeting, but don't worry. If they shoot you, they gave him a vest, right? So he's there, he gets shot, whatever.
Oh, I remember this
And then
scene.
they go, I was protected, I had a vest. And then he goes, what if he had shot you in the head? And then he's like, yes. And he looks at the FBI, they're like, it was the funniest thing. What did I shot you in the face?
It reminds me of a Drake verse where he goes, "I don't wear a vest because they could just aim for the head."
That's stupid.
Okay.
You should still wear a vest.
Yeah.
Because odds are mostly they don't point executions on the head. Most people will point in the chest.
Well, from far away too, right? They're gonna.
It's bro. It's so difficult to aim, especially if you're not an elite shooter. Especially if you're far away, get the head. So they focus on the body mass. In any case, because see, I have another story with domestic violence. Back when I was working in politics, and a lady called and she was whispering, dude, it was the scariest thing that I had ever witnessed. I get a call and she's like, yes, I need help.
When was this?
this was a couple years ago when I was still working in politics, and she called the office.
Finish your story. I gotta address something in the chat.
Yeah, and she's like, "Yes, my husband is sleeping. I need help. I need to get the fuck out of here."
Why didn't she call the cops?
I don't know. That's a good point. I don't know. But she,
Who calls in an emergency? They're like,
The M&A's office.
Do you call the police? I'm calling George Chandrizos from the morning show.
Because policemen are only half the man of
So
Georgia.
whatever it is. So because we worked with a women's shelter in Park X, and dude, the time it took to get everything in order, it was
Instant.
Oh my goodness, yeah.
Yeah, of course, bro.
But it was the scariest thing ever. She's like, "Oh my god, he's up, and she hung up. I'm like, holy shit, what the fuck is going on here?
Why does she leave the house? While he's
She
sleeping?
couldn't, man. Dude, that brought me back to earth. Fuck, I was like, what the hell is going on? Imagine living in that situation where the guy
Yeah.
wakes up and you're like, oh fuck, I gotta hang up. He's gonna beat the shit out of me. And I was panicking. I'm like, oh my god, is she gonna call me back? Finally, she called back and we got her out. Fuck, but crazy.
God damn.
It's the world we live in, guys.
And her concern was, yeah, but I'm not ready. I'm like, leave your fucking shit at home. Just get the fuck out and don't worry. We'll figure out your stuff. You know what I mean? Don't worry about it. We're gonna
That's why I'm happy we're
It's
taking it
not-
serious. This might be the hardest time in history for these women.
What were you saying in the chat?
Rosalie wrote, "Yeah, I was in the same situation, and and they took it seriously.
What situation?
Domestic abuse.
Domestic abuse.
Was
but
she
they-
the abuser?
No, she was being abused.
You sure?
Well, this is what she says. Yes.
Okay.
But they
Because all
left.
of these bras lie.
You are right about that. I agree with that.
Go on.
But they left my ex with the female police when he had a knife. Was not able to maintain him while it was her partner inside with me.
Oh, the woman cop was not able to hold down a bigger
An
man
armed man.
An armed man with a knife. No way.
By the way, whoever
No way.
whoever that police operator is such a fucking like troll. Let me send female police.
You don't know,
Whoa,
bro. It's
whoa,
the closest.
whoa, whoa.
It's
What
the
are you trying to
closest
say?
unit that's available.
Yeah,
I
what are
mean.
you
Come
trying
on,
to say,
bro.
Are you trying to say that female police are not real police?
I'm just saying. No. I'm just saying they're too close to it.
Too close to what?
Like a woman's being abused and shit.
Oh, that's the dumbest.
no.
He's trying to wrap his head around saying something that doesn't make any sense.
Not sure.
But also, if he's
They're
beating
too
up,
close. It's like cops showing up. There's a murder scene. A man was murdered. I am a man.
No,
I
no.
cannot be here. This is so stupid.
No, but I mean,
You're such a dumb human being.
if look,
No, but let's be honest here.
Look, what I'm trying to say is, if he's beating the shit out of a woman, like, what makes you think like she already can't handle it? What makes you think more women are going to be able to handle him?
Whatever. I don't know. Look, but truth be told, and I'm sure you've seen this too. There's some women cops that are just little petite, and you're
Yeah,
wondering
yeah.
every time I see them, I'm like, what the hell are you gonna do if someone like the size of this guy over here fucking just
Yell or shoot.
charges at you? You know what I mean?
Yell or shoot.
And by
That's
the way,
it.
this is not a sexist thing because I say the same thing about fat men
No,
cop.
no,
It's like,
this
dude,
is
how are
reality.
you going to run after someone?
Yeah, this is
Like-
reality. You're either going to shoot someone or yell. It's 100% reality. That's
Like you've seen these fat cops, right? Like these fat man
He's
cops.
never been a cop. But let's just say right now, Poseidon, right? Poseidon, a giant man, 374 pounds, 6'2". He's ready to go, and there's a 4'8" cop,
She stands no chance.
bro.
I'm gonna eat her, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, well, it's not because she's a lady. No, it's because he's a rhinoceros. That's why.
Yeah. And it's been proven also, and I've been all these self-defense videos and all that stuff. They don't have the time that it takes for your brain to react. The shit, I need to get my weapon out
Yeah.
and aim. You have no time.
No,
If
have you
there's-
seen Nick Drossel's video where he repeatedly chokes women? Have you seen him, bro?
like at a distance of whatever 3-4 meters? If this guy starts charging, you have zero time as a cop
yeah,
to
yeah.
pull out your arm and shoot.
Especially as a lady, you got to think which arm. It's fucking.
that was good.
But yeah, Nick Drosos, go look at his videos. Friend of the show, self-defense expert, and promote. Tell him if you see one of his videos of him assaulting a woman, remind him in the comments to put a watermark of his logo, because sometimes it's just videos with no context of him attacking a woman, and it's just that's gonna be used in court against him one day. So it's just him attacking women. He's like, "What would you do if I would attack you?" And then the video just starts. There's no watermark. It's just him choking a bro.
It's true. It's still true.
Good guy, Nick Dross.
Yeah, but he'll teach you if you need, ladies, if you need some self-defense tips, he'll teach you.
He's the best.
And most of it is he tells you, he's like, look, honestly, you're not in Karate Kid. Run.
Yeah.
Yeah, very, very realistic approach to these situations. No fucking movie magic bullshit. This is like real shit.
Yeah.
Even for your kids. You know, speaking of kids, my wife put my older daughter into karate.
Good.
I don't know if it's good, whatever, man. I mean, it's fine. And I'm telling you, look, it's like all these choreographed things. And I don't want to bash karate.
Why don't you put it in like jujitsu?
But that's what I told my wife. I'm like, why don't we put it in like kickboxing?
Yeah,
or
learn
like
a real
something like that
sport.
where they actually learn physical movement and, you know. She's like, no, it's fine, karate. I'm like, okay, whatever, man. She's going to go and learn like all these choreographed moves so she can get belts and it's nice. But, you know, in a real
fake.
situation, karate, I don't know, man.
Yeah, she's not going to be like, by the time she does that, it's done.
Yeah.
And karate isn't really for.
It's more of a spiritual thing, I guess. Just, I don't know.
It's more of like.
I mean, I'm assuming that if you get to some higher level, I mean, it must help.
Oh, no, it's not. The UFC has proven it. It's complete nonsense. It's karate's nonsense.
Like if I had to put
karate
any
is
of
ballet.
these, yeah, exactly,
It's
it's
Asian
choreography.
ballet.
Yeah, it's Asian
Like
ballet.
if I had to put any of these things in,
not real self-defense.
in practice, I'm sure like a thing like kickboxing or MMA or jujitsu, whatever, would be much more beneficial.
You know
than
what's
any of
very
these.
beneficial? Krav Maga. Krav Maga is brutal and it's very good self-defense.
Isn't that the Jewish thing?
Yep.
If you're gonna do a Jewish art, do jujitsu. It's more effective.
Go fuck yourself. You piece of shit. I hate you so much because it's a low-hanging fruit.
But it's
so
super
good.
effective, bro.
Oh my goodness. So all that to say that
You bastard.
small cops and fat cops, it's an issue for me.
Yeah.
It's an issue for me.
Cops in general are issues for me.
And small male cops too, huh? That's not.
Yeah.
What?
Well, yeah, okay.
Well, they could run fast, a lot of them.
Yeah, but they still got small legs.
Look, you know, you never know. Look, let's not judge because sometimes small people have this fucking enormous training that they can take anyone down. But so I'm much more preoccupied by fat police officers than little small, petite like women or men or whatever.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But fat police officers is a problem.
For you, maybe, because you're fat phobic. And you're into fat shaming, body shaming. You're disgusting, is what I'm trying to say.
There was a video I saw online a couple weeks ago, and this was like a real video where there was a woman police officer, and she was a big woman. Okay,
Would you say fat?
I would say, yeah, she was overweight, and she's trying to arrest the man. Obviously, he wasn't cooperating, and he slips away and he runs.
Oh, he slips away, you say. Okay.
And the lady took like 5 steps, kind of tried, and then she just gave up and went straight to the radio. She radioed him for
And what
help.
did she say? I need a large order of fries.
While I'm waiting for you guys to catch him. Anyway, let's move on. Major news this week, and I've spoken about this many, many times on my podcast and even on this with respect to Dominic Anglade's leadership, the Liberal Party of Quebec. Major defeat in the last elections, historic low for the Liberal Party.
Yeah.
Everyone was wondering, why the hell is she still there? How is it possible that she didn't resign either the night of the elections or at worst the day
Because
after?
women are built tough. Even after beatings, they come back for more.
Yeah, I mean, there was a series
It's a
of
good slogan.
there was a series of things happening. Her leadership was put to question. A lot of people came out publicly to criticize her.
You did.
I did. I did, and I was very vocal about it.
That was mostly you on Twitter.
But there was a few things like leading up to this. Just to put everyone up to speed.
You called her a stupid bitch like
I
3
never.
times.
I did no such thing. I was very respectful, and I have nothing against Dominique Anglade. I know her. I like her very much. It's just that you failed. You have to accept the result and just step down. Like, I mean, for me, it made.
Depends how you look at it, because you say failed. She said did not win.
So here's the thing. You could lose the elections.
But you're using these defeatist words. She didn't lose. She just didn't win.
Yeah, okay. So you could not win the elections, but make gains, which is a good thing. So let's say if you're in opposition and you lose the election, but you gain 10, 15 seats, but you still lose the elections. It's a good
there's
thing.
noticeable improvement.
Yeah, there's always a positive spin to put in there. She completely, and in any way you look at it, it's just negatives, right? So, and of course, there was all these things that happened. I mean, she ejected a lady from caucus because she didn't want to accept the responsibilities that she was giving her.
Of raising her child. Like, what was the responsibility? What is he doing? But yeah, what was the responsibility?
It's Marie-Claude Nichols. She wanted to be the third vice speaker of the House. She didn't give it to her. Instead, she gave her responsibilities in transport. She didn't want them. I think it was all calculated to get the ball rolling. It was very well calculated because it worked. So she stepped out of caucus. She accepted to stay independent, and it created this huge crisis in the caucus within the membership. It was just horrible for Dominique Anglade. At some point, she backtracked and said, okay, look, we acted too quickly. We want you back. And the other one said, well, you know what, thanks, but no thanks. So anyway, there was a bunch of things that happened that went kind of against Dominique Anglade. There was a lot of pressure. And finally, on Monday, she announced that she would be resigning on December the 1st. So she's resigning as a leader and as a sitting MNA. So it's kind of like this new phase for the Liberal Party of Quebec. Nobody knows exactly where it's going to go. There's a lot of issues that need to be handled there. There's going to be a by-election at some point in that riding, which I don't think the Liberals are going to be able to pick
How
up
do they
again.
know whether you're bi or not?
They don't. They just they launch the campaign and see what happens.
What are you up to?
I'm replying to emails.
You do that after. You're producing a show right now.
So anyways, major crisis in the Liberal Party. So there's going to be obviously a leadership race now. And this is where it gets interesting because there's all these names now that are starting to pop up, on who could potentially be a good leader. And yesterday there was a poll that was, I think it was in the Journal de Montréal, number one person that collected 17%, which was the most, right? And in all the names that people were kind of floating around. Yeah, to replace her as a leader.
George Andrizos.
Denis Coderre. And I'm like, who the fuck? Why is this guy's name?
The old mayor of Montreal.
The old mayor of Montreal lost 2 consecutive elections and embarrassingly just gave up politics after the second win, after the second loss there. Stepped away from politics. So I don't know why his name keeps coming up. I hope he's not thinking of coming back into politics, and I don't think he'd be good for the Liberal Party to begin with. But there's a bunch of names that are coming up, and it's going to be interesting.
In the chat, there's ideas floating around. They're saying, why doesn't the Parti Québécois and the Parti Liberal of Quebec merge and make one party called Vive le Québec Libre? So they have both their slogans in there.
PQ and PLQ, I don't think. No, you're talking. The PLQ should merge with the PCQ, the Conservative Party. Because the PQ is a separatist party. They would never be able to merge with the PLQ.
But that's why. That's the surprise. No one's expecting that.
No, there have been suggestions to the effect that maybe the Quebec Solidaire and the PQ should merge. I don't see that happening. But conservatives and liberals, I don't think that would ever happen. No, look, Rosalie's disappointed. I don't know why she's disappointed, but
She's a woman.
So what that means.
Women are always disappointed.
Yeah, in you. You're the disappointment.
Yeah, exactly. From what I know,
but you weren't
from
on,
my experience.
But you weren't on camera.
Huh?
You weren't on camera. This is not about you.
No.
Go on.
So it's a whole new chapter for the Liberal Party. There's a huge exercise that has to be done internally to figure out where the party is. I mean, they've lost their compass, right? The Liberal Party is just floating anywhere. And ever since the CAC
So you're saying they stand for nothing?
I don't think they stand for nothing. It's just they have a hard time positioning themselves.
They have a hard time standing for something.
No, they stand for something.
What do they
it's
stand
just
for?
they have a hard time making their point heard. They're getting their point across.
What's their point?
Well, look, the main issue, and I go over this in my podcast. The main thing that the Liberal Party could rely on historically was the fact that they're the federalist option, right? So forever, even if you disagreed with the PLQ, come election time, it was always, am I a federalist or am I a separatist? And whether you agreed or not with the Liberal Party, you voted for them just because they were the only federalist option. That whole scenario is not even part of the discussion anymore. It's gone. It's disappeared. That's why both the PQ and the Liberal Party are almost non-existent now, right? They have a huge struggle on redefining who they are as a party and where they need to be in a decor. The CAC has taken over the middle and the right part of the spectrum, and then the complete left part is occupied by Quebec Solidaire, so there's very little room in the middle. And that's traditionally where the Liberal Party was, a little bit to the right. So they're almost dismembered completely. They don't exist. They don't know where to go. So they need to figure out what is the Liberal Party now that this whole debate on federalism versus separatism doesn't any longer exist. And they need to really understand what has been going on wrongly in the Liberal Party, which hasn't been addressed in the previous years. So there's this huge exercise that needs to be done. They need to reconnect with the members because they completely disregarded them over the last couple of years. And I think it's going to be an exciting leadership race. I think the fact that there's, 19 now members of the Liberal caucus, I think it's much more manageable. So for anyone interested in coming and taking over the Liberal Party, it's much easier to come in and take over a smaller team and bringing that team to where you want to go, rather than coming in and having like 50 or 60 M&As to deal with all, the different crises and fucking people's attitudes and all that stuff and egos and all that stuff. So I think it's an interesting phase. I see it very positively, as long as things are done properly and as long as the Liberal Party does the necessary exercise.
Nothing. You've said nothing. The Liberal Party stands for nothing. They have no plan.
Look, the Liberal Party is responsible for some of the bigger decisions that have been made in Quebec's political history.
No, they're not. This Liberal Party cannot take credit for anything. These people don't know what they're doing. You can't say that.
As a party and the history that it has, and
it doesn't matter. You're as good as
the
what you
track
can do
record
now.
that has. Exactly. So a lot of people are thinking, let's rebuild. I don't know if the rebuilding is the right term, because rebuilding means that you got to erase everything and start from scratch. So you can't really forget the history of the party. I think it just needs to evolve. And there's been a difficulty in this party to actually do things differently and to evolve and to update and modernize and to do politics differently. They've always stuck to traditional way of doing things, and it just doesn't work anymore. So it's not easy. It's not going to be easy for the Liberal Party. And I think that it's necessary because, should they not do this exercise, I'm not so sure if the Liberal Party has a future, to be honest with you. So it's very crucial at this point to do it right. The same thing could be said for the PQ, right? I mean, they're lucky that they got 3 M&As. I'm not so sure where they're going to be in the next in the coming years as well. So it's going to be interesting going forward in the National Assembly. And I'm interested to see who's going to be willing to run and to take over. So there's a lot of names that have been floating around, one of which is Mario Dumont.
Sounds familiar, but I don't know what the fuck that is.
Famous, he's on TV now, LCN TVA. This guy used to be the president of the youth wing of the Liberals. He used to be Robert Bourassa's protege. They were really grooming this guy to take over the Liberal Party.
I don't like groomers, just so you know. I'm against...
He's
this
against
podcast
grooming?
is against grooming.
Even animal groomers.
You do all the grooming. We're against
We're
grooming.
against grooming.
Not the groomer cast.
Meanwhile, they do promote Manscaped, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, that's the different kind of grooming.
That's a different kind of grooming.
Yeah.
So Mario Dumont, very popular, super intelligent man. He created the ADQ.
Why'd you add that?
Man.
Super intelligent man.
Person.
Like he can do the job. I wasn't saying like a smart lady.
I think he's one of the smartest politicians that we have here in Quebec, or that we had here in Quebec.
If he's so smart, why isn't he leading a successful party?
Because he's smart in making money, being on TV.
So if he's that smart, why would he go back into?
Well, that's why I don't think he's gonna leave what he has. But look, the political bug doesn't disappear, right? I mean, it's always there, and given the right opportunity,
a little bug known as herpes.
So maybe I don't know. But there's a bunch of other names, interesting names that have been circulating. Are some people that might jump ship from Justin Trudeau's Liberal Party to come to the Quebec Liberal Party. Now, mind you, both Liberal parties have nothing to do with each other, right? They have nothing whatsoever. They're not connected. They're not the same party at all. They just share the name Liberal.
That is a connection.
No, but they're not affiliated in any way whatsoever, because in certain provinces, the Liberal parties or Conservative parties provincially are the same. It's the same unit. It's the same party.
Not here.
Not here in Quebec. So there's names like Philippe François Champagne, who's the innovation minister now under Justin Trudeau.
Gotta innovate that name.
Super energetic guy, really fun. I always saw him running for Justin Trudeau's job, so I'm not so sure if he's going to make the move. But the interesting name, and this is someone that we've spoken about in the past, is Joel Lightbound. Do you remember that guy that stood up against Justin Trudeau with all the stupid decisions that were being made?
and then put his
And then
tail
voted in
between
favor.
his legs. Fuck that guy.
And then voted in favor of the Emergencies Act.
Yeah.
But in any case, this is a guy that was sidelined by Justin Trudeau. He wasn't ejected from his caucus, which I think was a smart move on Justin Trudeau's part, because I'm not so sure if Joel Lightbound was the only one in that caucus that was against Justin Trudeau.
It wasn't at the time, but they all still voted with Trudeau, which proves that they stand once more for nothing.
Maybe you're right. So
Maybe it happened in front of us. They all voted for it.
So there's speculation now that if there were another election where Justin Trudeau would run as the leader of that party, difficult to imagine that Joel Lightbound will be part of that team. So a lot of people are speculating maybe he may make the jump provincially and take his chances at the leadership here. I don't know if it's going to happen, but it's an interesting candidate. And there's a bunch of other names as well. So anyways, it's going to be interesting. I think this time around there's going to be an actual leadership race. The previous one in 2020, it was Dominic Anglade and another individual by the name of
Who gives a shit, bro? Fuck these people. What else is on the docket, bro?
Anyways, all that to say that Dominic Anglade is gone, and there's hopefully going to be a renewal with the party. The other news that is actually quite important happening this week, it happened yesterday. There was a meeting with all the health ministers from Canada, so all the provincial health ministers and the federal health minister, to decide and to
how they could fuck the system even more.
No, because there have been the provinces have been pressuring Justin Trudeau to give more money, to give more transfers for the health department.
We can't. We got to send it to Ukraine.
Yeah, so they want 35%
Increase.
No, they want 35% of the funding of the health departments to come from the federal government. They're only funded 22% now, and from what I'm reading, and I could be wrong here, but I don't have all the information. But with the health legislation coming from the federal government, basically that makes access to health a universal right, basically, right? I mean, we have healthcare, universal healthcare here in Canada. I think when that
universally shit.
When that was decided upon with all the provinces, I do believe that it was understood that the federal government would fund the provinces upwards of 30%, which is not the case.
Oh, this is George. He's such a low IQ individual. You misunderstood. They're gonna fund the provinces. The Ukrainian provinces, bro.
Fuck.
You fucking these fucking dummies, bro.
It makes sense. It makes sense. So anyway, there's a lot of pressure now from the provinces for Justin Trudeau to step up and to actually fund the health cares across all Canada effectively.
There's multiple health cares now.
Yeah.
There are
the health cares. They don't.
So I think it was pretty evident during the COVID crisis that our healthcare system is completely underfunded, right? I think we can all agree on that.
Yeah, you don't
And
say.
I just don't understand the problem that Justin Trudeau has. Obviously, it's a lot of money.
Which one?
It represents a lot of money, right? I mean, just for Quebec, it represents upwards of $9 billion.
Goddamn. So we could add at least 4 more beds, right?
So anyways, they met. They didn't get to any sort of agreement. The federal minister of health kind of walked away. Did not put his name in the joint statement that was made afterwards. Essentially, what they want federally, and I can understand the frustration coming from the provinces. What the federal government has been asking is for the provinces to submit statistically where this money goes. Right? They want like a list of I don't know. What do you call it? Fuck.
Are you okay, bro? What's happening?
Yeah, I don't know. I can't find the word.
Well, if you don't want to put a list and you just want to give a message, you could just send a photo of a pair of pants and just the pockets, arrows pointing in pockets.
This is where we want the money.
Yeah.
No, the federal government wants kind of stats to see where the provinces distribute these funds, and the provinces are like,
Yeah,
you know
that's what I'm saying. Same photo. A nice pair of slacks and just arrows.
So the provinces are like, you
A
know what?
stethoscope hanging from the side.
The provinces are like, you know what? That's none of your fucking business. We are responsible for our own management of our health system, and it's not up to you. So why would you want this information to begin with? And they're suspecting that the federal government wants this information so that they can dictate where exactly to put the funds. it's none of your business. It's none of your business. Just give the fucking money.
Hold on a second. I will say one thing because what you just said angered me the way you said it. If I'm giving you money, it's my fucking
I was
business.
thinking the same thing.
It's none of your business, bro. Give me the money.
I was thinking the exact same
But
thing.
listen, you want the money? Hold on. You want this extra money, billions of dollars? I gotta know whose pocket it's going in.
No, it's going to go to the healthcare department, but
I
you
don't
don't
know
need
that.
to.
Bro,
All the money that we're giving right now is clearly not going the right place. Why the fuck would someone sign a blank check and be like, now it's gonna go to the right place? I would ask why. I'd be like, look, so far you fuck shit up, so let me know where you're putting it. Just so I can be like, you don't need $1 billion for bonuses.
You can put a condition that it has to be spent in your health department, but not specifically where you're going to
Yes,
distribute the
specifically,
money.
I'll tell you why. Because so far they're doing the opposite. So you can't keep hitting your head against the wall, keep hitting it, and be like, "Why am I hurt?" Because you keep hitting your head against the fucking wall. So far, all the money that we're giving, they keep fucking up. We keep hearing the same story. We only have 24 beds available in this city. We only have 24 beds. We've added $1 billion. $1 billion. This will help. 4 months later, we only have a fucking 4 beds and 9 nurses. Okay, so clearly, I don't know where the fuck this money's going. It's not going in the right places. So if you want more money, let me know exactly where you're going to spend it. So the second we see it's going for bonuses of X, Y, Z or whatever, no, sir, that's not what you asked for. So you know what? I agree with Justin Trudeau. I will concede. He is right about this.
I'm not so sure. I think.
How are you not so sure? They've been fucking it up repeatedly. Why would you let them fuck it up more?
I would like to add something.
Yeah.
In 2020,
Yeah, get close.
He can't read. He can't.
Oh, sorry. In 2020, roughly 27.87 billion Canadian dollars in revenue was collected by the Quebec government through taxes on goods and services.
30 billion.
Okay, 30 billion.
It's a lot of money.
28% of the revenue collected by the Quebec government.
Yeah.
It's 28% of it. Where did I read that? Oh, sorry. In an estimated 28.
He's the finance minister.
Sorry, in 28.8% of tax revenues will be spent on healthcare.
Okay.
So 28%. So 30% of whatever they make.
Wait, it's the 28% of the 30%.
No, 28% of the 30 billion.
Of the 30 billion.
Okay.
So that means $10 billion
Okay.
will go to our healthcare system. So
what does
if
that mean though? Because that's what they keep saying, but nothing changes. That's why I want
but
to know
what
where
I'm
the money's
saying is
going.
Obviously,
we're
it's not
already,
enough.
And
we're
not just that,
already
hold on,
getting
hold on.
10 billion.
I'll do
Probably
you one better. Not only should the federal government, Justin Trudeau, be able to see where the money's going, it should be public, and we as citizens should be able to see where the fuck they want to put this money, so that we could be like, okay, listen, guys, this is clearly horseshit. You don't need a Ferris wheel. Like we need to know because they've been mismanaging. This is our money, just so we could all be on the same page. It's not federal money. This is all our money as Canadians. We all pay this money. So the fact that they're able to indiscriminately just give it to wherever they want and it doesn't go to the right place, and we still have problems with healthcare when we're giving them billions of dollars a year. Yeah, bro. Show us the fucking books. Because clearly we know it's not a secret. We know it's not going where it should go.
Look, if they were to give that money and say, here, deal with it whichever way you want, I would agree with you. I would agree with you 100%.
Bro.
But the way you want to deal with it has not been working.
I'll give you an example.
I made a mistake, actually.
You guys carry on. I gotta go take a call.
Yeah.
I made a small mistake, George. The Quebec government on income tax, profits, and capital gains made $43.83 billion. Okay, and 30% of that is going to healthcare. Actually, because it says here that it's only
So about 12 billion. Okay.
of tax revenues, income. So people's income goes to
The point is
healthcare.
that
So
it's clearly not enough.
how is $15 billion not enough? How do we need more, bro?
I'll tell you what. You know what it costs the health department every year, annually? What the budget is? Upwards of 50 billion.
What?
Yes, sir. The annual budget of the Quebec government is, I think, about $120 billion annually. A little over half of that goes to health. So this is the issue that we have. Over half of the annual budget of Quebec is reserved for healthcare, and the other, I think, 12 or 15% goes to education. So if you think of it, about 65% of Quebec's annual budget covers healthcare and education. So obviously there's not enough. The population is aging. The hospitals are deteriorating. They don't have sufficient equipment. And based on the agreement that they have, it is the federal government's responsibility to provide these funds for healthcare. Now, to go back to what Pantelis was saying, if they were to give these funds blindly and say, here, take whatever, $10 billion in additional funding and do whatever the fuck you want with it, I would disagree with that as well. You can't just take it and do whatever you want with it. You have to spend it intelligently. Let's say, for example, in this case, in health. But where you spend it in health, I don't think it has anything to do with the federal government. I think the provincial government it's his own jurisdiction. They should be able to spend the money where they see fit within the health department. And the example I was going to give him is last year or 2 years ago, I think, when the federal government wanted to kind of make a universal program for daycares across Canada. I don't know if you remember that. And because Quebec already has that, right? I mean, we do have a publicly funded daycare system here in Quebec. There was a negotiation process happening with the federal government, and finally, Quebec, I think Justin Trudeau gave $6 or $8 billion to the Legault government. Legault was very intelligent in that process, and he got that money unconditionally. And that was a big problem. You know why? Because Legault didn't spend that money for the daycares. He took that money and spent it elsewhere. And that's an issue. So I don't think that the federal government should give that money unconditionally. They should specify it goes to your health department. But where specifically in the health department, bro, it's none of your fucking business. That's my opinion.
No. Why?
Why?
Because then people can hide money in pocket.
No, dude, you elect the provincial government to take care of these things. Quebec has exclusively, I think, 100% jurisdiction on health issues. So why would the federal government care where that money is going? Now, I understand what Justin Trudeau is doing. Justin Trudeau wants to create kind of like this pan-Canadian healthcare model, right? But that's not the reality. I mean, you can't compare the reality in fucking Prince Edward Island to Ontario or Quebec for that matter. So there's different realities across Canada, and you can't make something uniform across the board anywhere and everywhere in Canada. So I don't think that it can work that way. So I think the fact that they want these stats, then this information is for them to kind of understand how much money are we giving to Quebec. For example, I just broke this thing here. So how much money? No, it's a little clip. So they want to compare and contrast and say, okay, well, Quebec is spending this many $1 billion in senior home care facilities. Well, how come we're giving more money to, for example, British Columbia if Quebec could do it cheaper or whatever? You understand? They want comparatives, and I just don't think that the reality is the same across Canada to be able to compare that way. Just my opinion. So I think that was the main issue where they disagreed. I don't know what's going to happen. They walked out of that meeting without any agreement. I don't know. Now, keep in mind one thing, right? Justin Trudeau did come out and say that he wants to take in 500,000 new immigrants in Canada. Now, we know that in provinces like in Quebec and I think even in Ontario, they wanted to cap it off really at, Legault. In Legault's case, he wanted less than 50,000. So he's going to have an issue with that. I think Justin Trudeau is going to use that chip as a tool to negotiate. So it's going to be interesting to see exactly who gives and who takes on these issues. So we'll see how that goes. Fucking Justin Trudeau coming in again in Quebec's jurisdiction, and this has been ongoing for many years, right? The funding and health, and I think it's crucial. I don't even know why they're withholding these funds. I mean, we saw the emergency. The urgent need that our hospitals have for these types of issues, and the fact that Justin Trudeau is kind of withholding these funds so that he can have negotiating room, I think it's irresponsible, to be honest with you. So in any case, we'll see what happens. Is there anything else that you want to talk about? I don't have any more news.
No more news.
I don't have anything else.
What do we talk about? What else has happened?
I don't know. Is there anyone else in the chat? Anyone else having anything else to say? Anything that happened this week that you thought maybe might be fun?
I mean, I think we should really make T-shirts that say Jiu-Jitsu, and it's a bunch of Hasidic Jews, and the picture on the shirt is a Hasidic Jew
grappling,
doing karate moves and shit, and his fucking barabaps, his what do you call those things on the side? His hair.
It's called hair.
No, but there's a name for the style.
I don't know what it's called. It's curls.
Yeah, his curls are flinging around in the air, and he's just like he's doing like a jump kick, and it says jujitsu, but it doesn't write Jew like Jew. It writes it properly, jujitsu, and then just with an image.
Horrible. Again, I apologize. I apologize to all the listeners and all the viewers. Yeah, I think we're gonna end it there, guys, for today.
Oh, that's it. We're closing.
We should close. I mean,
Wow.
What else? Do you have anything else to say?
I don't know, man. Hey, yo, we can have fuck it. Let's close, bro. Fuck you. Go fuck yourself, you piece of shit.
Thank you all for tuning in, guys. We're gonna cut it short.
Yeah.
Pantelis is working. Phil is fucking sick. Hopefully, we'll get this ship up and running again in the coming days. Remember to go and follow pantelis.com/Patreon for every.
Whoa.
Do it.
Oh, you fucked everything up, bro. Panteliscomedy.com is his website, and then if you want Patreon,
Oh,
for
patreon.com/Pantelis.
Yes, thank you.
Sorry about that.
Bro.
Thanks for the correction over there. People know where to go. Fuck, the links are in the
No,
description.
they don't. Patreon.com/Pantelis. Don't forget. Also, we're going to be announcing new dates. We're going to have shows on Wednesdays and Thursdays nights. Pantelis is running English shows at the Bordel. Don't forget that. That's on Tuesday nights. That is in English. We're going to have Wednesday nights at the 3rd floor called Comfort Zone. It's going to be a special little twist. You guys are going to enjoy it. And we're going to be running Thursday nights. Oh, by the way, Wednesday night is going to be in English. And then Thursday night is going to be on top of Cafe Cleopatra in French. We're gearing up. We're going to make some promos for that shit. You guys are going to see that on social media very fucking soon. Stay excited. Stay fucking hungry. Let's fucking take over the fucking world, bro. We're going to fucking fuck everybody in the ass. What?
Right. He just came in his pants. Balabanos.com for Phil stuff and Just As Dads, and the Backstage podcast for my stuff, whatever. You can find us wherever on all platforms. Thank you all for tuning in, guys. See you hopefully on Friday. Who knows?
Peace out, guys.
Ciao.
Ciao.